Hello and welcome to another audio analysis. In today's video we'll be taking a look at the track Ritual by the Swedish rock band Normandie. That's right, the first day of the month is here yet again, which means we're opening the Dopamine Clinic for our fourth dose and the fourth track to be released by the band, who are releasing one track at the first day of every single month up until the album does release. So we'll be getting to hear a lot more in the future, and we've already got to hear three certainly very powerful tracks. Blood in the Water was the opening that we did get to hear, really talking about how negativity is contagious and how it can spread. We then had Flowers for the Grave, which really put an emphasis on not waiting too long to bloom in life. We're not saving the best till last, really just going out and living your life. Then we had Hourglass, where they got involved Danny Winter-Bates and really kind of showed a more aggressive, sharp-toothed styling to the band with something a little bit different, and really did work that collaboration very well, getting him involved, and it was certainly a very playful track at that. But how long can they keep the variety going? We've shown three different sides to the band. Will they be adding a fourth one with the release of Ritual? So will this latest track summon up something powerful or be missing a key ingredient? Let's take a look at exactly how it sounds.
My mind feels sane, but my heart's playing tricks on me. One touch and I fall right in. I will never be the same. No, no lines, no blame. I need you to set me free. Free words and I'm caving in. I've been going up in flames. Think you got me in a deadlock, but I've already given up. I've been dying for a night like this, and I would give my life to stay like this. So if you gotta make me fall, then you better do it hard. Like you and I are a ritual.
So already we can see them going for a much softer tone on this track, really powering the emotion from Philip Strand's voice by just keeping these low-key guitars, really just adding a much softer element, and the use of the orchestral elements as well, really kind of building up this love song. That's really what it seems to be playing towards, the idea of this ritual between two people, this eternal flame that burns between two. And look at things like marriage, it's this ritual that we do have where two people remain connected for the longest time. These three words, and I'm caving in, they don't even have to say it, it probably is I love you, this connection that we're kind of trying to focus on with this album. It's kind of almost very dystopian as a whole with Dopamine, and talk about these things, how you struggle to find happiness anymore, but you have that eternal partner who really can just draw the happiness out of you time and time again. They fill you full of dopamine, they fill you full of oxytocin, all these happy chemicals that really make you want to scream at the top of your lungs in joy. So you can really see that my mind feels sane, but my heart's playing tricks on me. One touch and I fall right in, I will never be the same. So this infatuation that you have for this one person, you really just fall in, think you got me in a deadlock, but I've already given up. And it's not putting a negative spin on that lyric, it's the idea that you've kind of just given in to this love that you have for somebody and wanting to just really kind of be encapsulated by them and completely almost enamored with exactly everything that they do. So you can really see the idea of this bond. I've been dying for a night like this and I would give my life to stay like this. The fact that you would maybe do anything for an extra day with this certain person. So it could be, again, kind of touching on the idea slightly of death and kind of taking that love into the next world almost.
You know my ways, it's too late now, I can't escape. Two shots and I fall back in, yes, take it over me. Think you got me in a deadlock, but I've already given up. I've been dying for a night like this, and I would give my life to stay like this. So if you gotta
So even with this main chorus, we can really see that bond, that repeated like you and I are a ritual, kind of making the idea of this use of two people by repeating that you and I, showing that the two people are really enamored together. It's not a one-sided love, it is really coming from both sides, and this ritualistic idea of kind of doing these different things to stay together, these showings of affection, they're willing to go to these extremes to be with somebody for the rest of your life. So really fitting in with these softer tones. I also think it's going to be very well placed on the album, coming in at track 5. We're going to be seeing it after Blood in the Water, so we're kind of splitting up the dystopian negativity with something much softer and something much sweeter, and really showing the band's adaptability again. We've got a 4th track and we're seeing something different every time, which I really do love, the way they're able to tap into these different emotions, this raw emotive sound, but also kind of move from that into something much heavier. So I'm really enjoying the sheer variety we're getting on this album, and I love how we've still got this really strong meaning of this idea of just really being kind of tied to somebody for life and going forward from that as well.
Sunset till death do us part. I swear I'll follow you into the dark. Promises written in blood. Like you and I are a ritual. I've been dying for a night like this, and I will give my life to stay like this. So if you're gonna make me fall, then you better do it hard. Like you and I are a ritual.
Yeah, certainly something very different coming in from the band, really showing another string to their bow and adapting to a new style. And so from the visuals, we could kind of see these ideas of really trying to extend that love into the next life by willing to do all these different kinds of rituals. And it was really emphasized even further as we headed towards the end of the track. Some say till death do us part, but I swear I follow you into the dark. So this everlasting love, the fact that you kind of can continue to be together in the afterlife, but really just showing that strengthened bond between these two people. That it promises written in blood, almost like blood rights and things like that. So really incorporating a lot of these elements, showing things like the Ouija board as well. So all these things really just tying to that idea of it being everlasting, and just showing that that person can really be the person that really pulls you through and gets you through those difficult times. When you're struggling for that hit of dopamine, that one person is able to do that to you over and over again, just provide you with these happy emotions in a world that's gone mad, and you can struggle to kind of reenact that feeling or recapture it by having this particular bond with one particular person who's made you effectively fall for them so very hard just by being the person that they are. And on the musical side, I really love some of the effects that they did throw in, really having this orchestral feel, this fanfare, kind of really upbringing of emotion that really comes through from these orchestral elements. And we also had this almost like backing vocal, this hollowed vocal in the final part of the track, almost emulating this idea of a wedding reception, of everyone being together to celebrate this bond that these two people have, and almost kind of reenacting that first dance that people have, that moment in their life that probably stands out for most people as being one of the happiest moments in their life, especially for two people that are bonded together for life. So that is a real key moment that they've really managed to capture in the atmospherics of the track, which I certainly think again adds to this strong emotive power that they've been able to show. So that'll be everything for today's video, but as always, feel free to let me know your thoughts about this track in the comments section below. Which of the 4 that we have heard so far is your favourite and why? I would certainly love to know exactly how you feel. Also, if you'd like to check out more Normandie content, I have covered the 3 previous tracks from this upcoming album in previous videos, so I will post a link to those in the description of this video. And if you would like to see more content like this, then please do feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next Dojo analysis.